Good day, and praise be Jesus and Mary. I am Esther Lynn Platino, your collection and processing librarian. Welcome to our fourth module in our information literacy session. In the previous module, Ma'am Melody discussed to you the search strategies. So who can recall the Boolean operators that can be used to search the net effectively? So you can type your answers in the chat box. Okay, so there were three Boolean operators that can be used to search the internet effectively. Combining the operators in your search term. So what are the Boolean operators? There were and, these were and, or, and not. So these were the Boolean operators you can use. All right. So thank you for your answers. Now today, we will be discussing something more interesting, which is still related to your experiences with searching and looking for information in the net or any sources of information. Okay, so looking at the first or the slide or the screen, looking at the images presented in the screen, what can you say about the images? Or what is it trying to say? And think of a word that will help you describe the images. You can type your answers in the chat box. I will give you 1 minute to type your answers. All right, so the images describes plagiarism. The simple cut and paste of information, simple cut and paste strategy to shorten the experience, to shorten the process of searching for information in the internet. And that is the simple stealing of idea word for word. If the student or anyone will not acknowledge the source of information. So that is a form of stealing. All right, so as I have mentioned, we are already in the fourth module. So to help you understand and to avoid plagiarism or plagiarizing, today we will be discussing the module 4 entitled Referencing and Academic Honesty. So I introduced already myself. I am Esther Lynn, your collection and processing librarian. Okay, so at the end of this module, the students, you are expected to first define plagiarism and identify ways on how to avoid plagiarizing. The second one is to value integrity and academic honesty as integral for achieving excellence. And the third one is use different strategies of citing sources of information. Okay, so what is academic honesty and integrity? Steve Kaishan, I don't know how to pronounce. Steve Kaishan defined academic honesty. He said that it means demonstrating and upholding the highest integrity and honesty in all the academic work that you do. And integrity means doing the right thing even if no one is looking or watching. All right, so any actions against the definition of academic honesty and integrity, and specifically in academic honesty, any actions that go against the definition is dishonesty. Okay, so what are the forms of academic dishonesty? So as you can see in the screen, there are cheating, self-plagiarism, Online, example of online is sharing of exam information online. So that is a form of academic dishonesty. And another one is fabrication, or listing sources of information in bibliography that one didn't use, didn't actually use, or inventing fictitious data in an assignment. So that is a form of fabrication. You're inventing sources of information. This information is from Daytona State College in their article Forms of Academic Dishonesty. Okay, UNT Teaching Commons cited in their article, Why Do Students Cheat? The report of New York Times magazine published in the year 2003. According to the New York Times magazine, in their study, 38% of the students admitted engaging in cut and paste plagiarism in the previous year involving the internet without acknowledging the source of information. So if this was published in 2003, how much more today, 2020? Okay, so what is plagiarism? We will highlight more of our discussion on plagiarism. So what is plagiarism? According to the American Psychology Association, plagiarism is the act of presenting words, ideas, or images of another as your own. So it denies authors or creators of the content the credit they are due. Whether deliberate or unintentional, plagiarism violates ethical standards in scholarship. Okay, so Middle Georgia State University in their plagiarism prevention guide cited factors why students plagiarize. The first factor uh, under research and writing skills, students plagiarize because of their lack of research skills. Second is problems evaluating internet sources, confusion between paraphrasing and plagiarism, confusion about terminologies, careless note-taking, and confusion about how to properly cite a source. Another factor is internal factor, poor time management and organizational skills. So students plagiarize because of poor time management and organizational skills. And cultural factor, uh, culturally based attitude towards plagiarism. Something like it's okay to copy and paste without acknowledging the source of information. Okay, this is an example scenario. Let me read. Student A is a college student. In one of her subjects, their teacher gave them an assignment to make an essay about COVID-19. Student A searched for information from the internet and found an essay related to the topic. She analyzed the topic and wrote the idea in her own words, without giving proper credit to the source of information. After that, her instructor praised her for an outstanding output and gave her a perfect score. Questions. What did the student learn? So does the good score of student justify learning? You can answer in the chat box. The case scenario in the previous slide gives us notion of the difference between learning and evaluation of learning. These two elements are distinct, follows a distinct process. They are not one. Most, if not all of the students, when given an activity that involves using sources of information from the internet, especially in the internet, they opt to disregard sometimes honesty and integrity in their actions just to get good grades. So this is supported in the study of Peterson. Said that for some students, getting good grade becomes the goal, and they might see any behavior as appropriate, which results in good grade. Students do not know what constitutes academic honesty. So remember this philosophical quote: the ends does not justify the means. Getting good grade or aiming to get excellent, outstanding grade is good, right? But the process and actions involved in getting good grades is another factor. So your means or your actions towards getting good grade should also be good, so that it will justify your ends. Okay. What are the ways to avoid plagiarism? So we will discuss two ways to avoid plagiarism. The first one is paraphrasing, and the second one is direct quotation. Both of these requires in-text citation. So we will discuss in detail the two and the in-text citation. Okay, paraphrasing according to the American Psychology Association, it is defined as restating another's idea in your own words. When to use paraphrasing? You can use paraphrasing when you want to, when direct quotation is too long. You can also use paraphrasing if to avoid too many quotations, and if you want to have a simpler way of explaining the information in the context of your writing. So if you want to fit in the information in the context of your writing, you can use paraphrasing. Okay, in this example, the original information: just as Sherlock Holmes investigates a case, psychologists must have evaluated all the available data before making deductions, lest they jump to an erroneous conclusion on the basis of insufficient evidence. So you can see the in-text citation here at the last part. So this one is the in-text citation, or the citation of the source, Bram and Peebles. Okay, so let's read the paraphrased example from the original source. Bram and Peebles, 2014, advocated for psychologists to evaluate all the available data before making deduction, just as Sherlock Holmes investigates a case, lest they jump to an erroneous conclusion on the basis of insufficient evidence. Okay, so as you can see, the paraphrase statement is very much different from the original source, but the important information are still found in the paraphrased statement, especially the in-text citation. Okay. So in this example, you can see two different in-text citation that was used, form of in-text citation. Later, we will discuss the formats of in-text citation. The second one is direct quotation. Direct quotation. Direct quotation reproduces words verbatim from another work or from your own previously published work. Verbatim meaning word for word. You copy the information word for word. So when to use quotation? You can use quotation when reproducing an exact definition. When an author has said something memorably or succinctly, or when you want to respond to exact wording or something someone said. Okay, so you can use quotation if the statement is fewer than 40 words. If the statement is fewer than 40 words, you can quote the statement. If that is more than, paraphrasing is much more advisable, especially if you want to quote a whole page. It cannot be quoted. You should paraphrase. Paraphrase the information. Okay, so in-text citation. So since we are using APA, we will be more discussing more of APA style. So APA style uses author and then date citation system. In-text citation directs readers to a full reference list entry. So after you use in-text citation in the construct of your writing or any form of writing, your in-text citation should lead your readers to the reference list. Okay, there are two formats of in-text citation. The first one is parenthetical citation. Another name and another author name and publication date appear in the parentheses. So this is the format. Author name and then publication date enclosed in parentheses. So in this example, so remember the format. Author and date is enclosed in parentheses. The second one is citation, narrative citation. Author's names, surnames appears in running text, and the date appears in parentheses immediately after the author's name for a narrative citation. So in this example, you can see the in-text citation, narrative citation is found in the first part. According to Kohler 2016, it's found in the first part. So the format is the surname appear in the running text, and then the year is enclosed in parentheses. So this is the format of narrative citation. Guidelines. When using in-text citation, you need to ensure correct spelling of author and publication date that match with the information in the reference list. Correct spelling and correct accurate publication date. So cite only the works that you have read and ideas that you have incorporated in your writing. Do not invent sources of information. Cite primary source and secondary source sparingly. Avoid using online sources that can no longer be recoverable. Cite a specific part of the source plus information about the specific. Okay, I will give you an example on how to cite different sources of information, especially information found online. Okay, in this example, this is an example of journal article, e-journal article. So let's view. Okay, as you can see in the screen, this is the article. So say for example, you want to use this article. You like this article and you found it very informative, and you want to use the informations and you want to cite this article. So this is its citation. Okay. So this is the example citation of this journal. As you can see, the elements found in the citations are author or authors, followed by year, title of the article, title of the journal, issue number, and then the URL or the DOI, or if the DOI is not available, the URL. You can replace the DOI with the URL. DOI means Digital Object Identifier. Okay, at the bottom you can see the parenthetical citation and the narrative citation that you can integrate in your writing. So this is how you cite an e-journal article. So take note of the elements included. Okay. The next one is magazine article. Okay, so this is example. Okay, so this is an example of a magazine article found online. So as you can see, the article can be downloaded. This is an open access article. And say, for example, you want to use this article for your study or anything that is, you find this article informative and you want to cite or use the information found here. Okay, so the citation of this article, okay, so this is the example of the citation of the magazine, the article found in the magazine, based on the example. So as you can see, the elements in the citations are authors, month, and year. So as you can see in the date, month, and the date when the article was published is uh, evident. Magazines are published in periodically. Could be by month, by week, or by day. So you need to specify when the article. You need to really look for the specific date when the article was published. Okay, as you can see, there is also the title of the article and the title of the magazine, the issue number, and then the DOI or the URL. So at the bottom, you can see the parenthetical citation and the narrative citation. Okay. Okay, another example is how to cite an ebook. Okay, so this is an example of an ebook. Okay, let's visit the site. Okay, so this is the ebook. As you can see, the title of the ebook is The Psychology of Prejudice, From Attitudes to Social Actions. And then the author is Jackson Lane. Okay. And then the site name is APA SiteNet. So how to cite an ebook? Okay. So this is the citation of that ebook. As you can see, the elements are author or authors, if there are a lot of authors, and then followed by year, and then the title of the book or the ebook, and then as you can see, it is in second edition. So if information of the edition of the ebook is provided in the information, we specify if the ebook is in second or in first or in third edition. So as in the example, this ebook is in second edition. And then after that, publisher. After the title, publisher. And then you end it with the DOI and the URL. So this is how you integrate the in-text citation. You can use either parenthetical and narrative citation. Okay. Okay. Next example is how to cite a reference or information found on YouTube. Okay, so this is an example of a video found in YouTube entitled Soft Robotic Gripper for Jellyfish. As you can see, the account name is, the account name is Harvard University. So how to cite YouTube video. Okay, so this is the citation of the video. Take note that the author is the name of account who uploaded the video. So in our example, Harvard University is the one who uploaded the video, therefore, he is the author. The first part of the citation is author and then followed by year. Year and date. Okay, provide specific date when the video was uploaded, specific date. And then title. Italize the title of the video. take note, you italize the title of the video if you want to cite a YouTube video. And then include the description of the video. No, include the description of the information. If it is a video, then specify that it is a video and then enclose it in brackets after the title. And then provide the site name and URL. In this case, it is YouTube site name. So this is how you integrate the reference or the source of your information in text citation. So there is you can use either parenthetical or narrative citation. So this is the in-text citation. Another is how to cite Facebook reference. So this example is a post in Facebook. So as you can see, the one who posted is news from science. Okay, so these are the caption. So how to cite? How to cite a Facebook post? Okay, so this is how you cite a Facebook post. First, the author, this one here. Use the name associated with the account. So as I mentioned, we're gonna have the one who uploaded, who posted the post is news from science. So therefore is the author. This one is the author of the post. And then provide specific date of the post. So as you can see, there is year and then the date. When was the post posted? And then provide first 20 words as titles and italize. So you provide the first 20 words. Let's go back to the example. Okay, here the first 20 words, this one is the first 20 words. So it is integrated here. Are you a fan of astronomy? Okay, and then it is enclosed. No, it is italized. And then after the title, indicate in brackets if the post was just shared. And then if there are other description, if the title was, the post was just a status update and or just a video. And then credit the Facebook site as name. Okay, another example is web page and website reference. Okay, so in this example, we are going to cite a web page on a website with a government agency as group author. Okay, so let's visit the site. Okay, so this is the web page and this is the article. So as you can see, this is the title of the article and then this is the date when the article was posted. So say for example, you were given an activity by your instructor to search, to look for information of the updates on, say, COVID. So you use this reference and then you want to cite this. So how to cite this article? So this is a citation of the article. Okay, as you can see, we used the specific agency as the author because there was no individual name or the name of the author that was in the that was in the website. So let's go back. So there was no individual author here. So we use the specific agency as the author. Okay, so provide specific date. After the author, you provide specific date if update is attributed in the content, use the updated date. So if there is an updated date, you use the updated date as the date of the article. And then Names of parent agency appears in the source element. Source element appears or follow after the title. But in this case, since we used already the specific the parent agency as the author, it does not necessarily mean we need to we need to copy again the specific agency as source element because it will be redundant. Okay, so it's okay to omit na lang the source element. And then italize the title and end with URL. Okay, so as you can see, the title here was italized, and then we ended it with the URL. Okay, at the bottom, you can see the parenthetical citation and the narrative in-text citation. Okay, next example is web page on website reference. So still the same with the the previous example, but this one is it has a organizational group author. The previous one is government agency as group author. Okay, so let's visit the site. Okay, so this is the site. Okay, as you can see, this is the title, and then the date, and then the organization is World Health Organization. So how do we cite this? How do we make citation? Okay, so this is how we cite a website with organizational group author. If individual author is not available, use organization as the author. So as in the example, the organizational the agency no, the organizational author is World Health Organization, and then provide specific date. So if updated date was specified in the source, you use the updated date, and then do not include last date of review. There are websites who include information when the information was last updated, or the review is specified. So do not include the date of review, only the updated date. Okay, since author of web page and the site name are the same, omit the site name from the source element. Okay, do not after the title, do not use anymore the author as the source element because it will be redundant. Okay, end with URL. Right, we're almost finished. Almost done. Tips and tricks for citing. Okay, for you to not struggle in citing website or anything or any source of information, there are tricks on how to cite easily. Okay, the first tips is to use an automatic citation generator. Okay, so there is an automatic citation generator in the website. You can search that in the Google. So this is the site. I will give you one example. Okay, so this is the website. Cite this for me. Okay, so how to use? For example, okay, you can use this when you want to cite a website, a journal, a book, and more. Okay, so for example, you want to use to cite this. Okay, so you click the website and then paste the URL. Okay, and then cite. Okay, so they provided information, the article title, the website title, and then the URL. Then you click continue. Okay, add any additional information you have about your source. Author, since in the example, there's no specified author, so you provide just the World Health Organization. World Health Organization. Another way is to use the Google Scholar. Okay, so let's use Google Scholar. Scholar.google.com. Okay. For example, you want to search about topics about understanding the self. Understanding the self. Okay. So we custom range to make the results more updated. So we use 2015 to 2020 results. Okay. So Google Scholar is also helpful in your if you want to search something. Articles, journal articles, Google Scholar can help you. And Google Scholar can also help you in citing sources of information easily. So for example, this article, this publication from gstur.org. Okay. For example, you want to cite this. This is an e-journal. Okay. So you just click this sign. Okay, and then a different citation format is already generated. So since we are using APA, we use APA. So you just copy and then you paste it in a Word. Let's say references. And then paste. Okay, so it's already ready. But this time, since you're using a source from the internet, remember that you need to include the URL. Okay, so this is the link. So you just copy the URL to complete the citation. Okay, retrieve from. Okay, so this is the URL. So this is now the complete citation. The complete citation of your reference. So that is how Google Scholar can help you in citation, in making citation. Okay. And we just click this sign and then citation formats are already given. Alright, so this is the end of my discussion. So these are the references I have used in my module. Okay. Thank you for listening. I hope you have learned something in our discussion. For module 4, referencing and academic answers.